A massive trade has been proposed between the New York Jets and the Tennessee Titans that would give the Jets the number 1 overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. What does that look like? Let's get into it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh-darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
You're fucking wrong!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. People, make sure you like the video, hit subscribe on your way in. We have a full article in the YouTube description down below on this very topic matter of the proposed Jets-Titans trade, with some thoughts from an ESPN analyst who also backed this idea, so much more. Again, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, and we're going to continue our giveaways, both for our subscribers. That's a reason you guys should subscribe to the channel, to win free New York Jets stuff, and also to become a Boy Green Coffee Club member. We have other giveaways there. We'll be giving away our grand prize package a little bit later in the show for everyone who bought memberships during the month of January. More on that in just a little bit, but before we get into this topic, let's welcome in my special guest, international. He's back to back, belly to belly. Esden's own Hop on Pop, shades on, ready to roll. What's up, Pop?
Hey now. Good morning, Coffee Club. And you may ask yourself, why is Hop on Pop wearing shades?
Sure.
We're going to take this show to Timbuk 3. For those who don't know, Timbuk 3 had a hit song. You know what the song was?
No.
The Future's So Bright, I Have to Wear Shades. And that's the theme of the New York Football Jets this offseason.
Well, obviously the Jets are in a quarterback unknown right now. We don't know what the quarterback present looks like. Hell, we don't know what the quarterback future looks like, which led a proposed trade. And here it is. I'll give it to you guys right here on the program, and I'll throw it up here on the big screen. Actually, we have ads on Heavy, so I won't, so you won't see it. But I'll read it to you here, and we'll throw it out. This proposed trade from Bleacher Report. It's Brad Gagnon of Bleacher Report. He proposed this trade. The Jets would get the number 1 overall pick. The Tennessee Titans would receive the Jets' 7th overall pick this year. That's in the first round. A 2025 second. That's their second rounder this year. That's number 42 overall. And a 2026 first rounder. So it'd be 2 first and a 2 to move up from 7 to 1. We'll put it up in the YouTube in just a second to get you guys your thoughts on that trade. And my pop is loving this trade. I can see it with the shades. He's like, oh, yeah, baby, we're cruising top down. This is going to be great. And I will just say right off the top, Pop, the NFL draft value chart says this is about even according to the numbers. The number 1 overall pick, I'm going to be nerding out here explaining all the numbers, but the number 1 overall pick is worth 3,000 points. Okay. The 7th overall pick is worth 1,500 points, half the price of the first overall pick, according to the NFL draft value chart. Again, all these details are inside the article down below if you'd like to see it while we're walking through this. So obviously the Jets would have to make up some ground to be in the ballpark. Their second round draft choice is worth 480 points. Again, still, that doesn't quite get you there. You're still 1,000 points plus short. So that's why this future first round pick that Bleacher Report threw in there is evaluated, for those who don't know, when you include future picks. This was told to me by a couple of, former NFL general managers and draft people about the draft value chart. When you talk about future picks being involved, what's the value of those picks? It's about the middle of the round. So, for instance, a 2026 first-round pick is worth the 16th overall pick in this year's class. But, again, it's worth noting that some value is kind of different, right? If another class is perceived better than this, then value is different. But long story short, all of these picks adds up to 2,980 points, which is just short of 3,000, so it would be an even Steven. I'm not saying whether I'm for this or against this. I'm just presenting it, letting you guys know this is what Bleacher Report proposed, and we could talk through this. And let me throw it to you, Pop. That's the trade. Again, the Jets give up 2 first. The 7th overall pick, a 2026 first rounder and their early second rounder to move up to number 1 overall. And this would be to get, of course, one of the quarterbacks of choice, which we'll talk about in a separate conversation in a moment, Cam Ward of Miami or Shedeur Sanders of Colorado. That is what would happen for this trade. Your immediate thoughts?
Yeah. Here's my thoughts. What was the guy's name who wrote this article?
Brad Gagnon.
Gag on this. All right. That's what I have to say to that guy. All right.
Okay,
Come on.
all right.
What are we even talking about? Like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Wow.
Right. So
That's
let's say that
something.
2026, right? That first round pick, we don't know what it is. It's middle of the pack. You know
Right.
what middle of the pack got you in 2024? You know what the 13th overall draft pick got you in 2024? The most
what's that?
prolific rookie receiving year in the history of the NFL by a tight end. That's what 13 got you in 2024, right? So I'm not giving up whatever round the Jets are in, and I predict the Jets are going to be in the late teens. But I'm not giving that up, and I'm not giving up a second round pick. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. Well, wait, we'll talk about that. But there's no way to do this trade. It makes no sense for the Jets in so many different levels. We're not going to give away the future for a shot in the dark. I don't think and we'll talk about Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders in a minute, but I think it's a shot in the dark.
It absolutely would be. Obviously, there's no guarantees of what this would be here. There's no question about it. So hopefully this comes up correct here. All right, so here it is. It's a little sloppy, but this is just so people could sort of follow along with what the trade would be. Again, this is proposed by Bleacher Report here. Well, we could address the obvious first, that we don't know if Aaron Rodgers is coming back. That still is unclear, despite the fact that the Jets have officially hired their OC. That's Tanner Engstrand, and he has no prior relationship with Aaron Rodgers. So just to take that for what you will. So we don't know if Rodgers is coming back or not. And then if he comes back, he's 41, will be 42 at the end of the 2025 season. If he doesn't come back, you're left with Jordan Travis, who didn't practice once last year, or Tyrod Taylor, who is probably going to be back under any circumstance just because of contract construct. So those are your two quarterbacks. So you don't currently have a present. We'll see if that changes here in the coming weeks. Rich Cimini joined us earlier this week. Make sure you guys check out that interview. ESPN insider Rich Cimini on the show. We also had, by the way, random plugs here. Jeremy Fowler, ESPN NFL insider, joined us. We had Rich Cimini. We had Lindsey Rhodes, formerly of the NFL Network. Josina Anderson joins us tomorrow morning. So a lot of great guests. Make sure you guys check out all those awesome interviews in the live section or the Boy Green Daily playlist to check out a lot of those interviews as well. But we don't have a present or future at the quarterback position, which now leads to desperation of trying to find an answer to that question.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you have some holes to fill if Aaron goes elsewhere. But I would say you're about in an average NFL place. Tyrod Taylor could start for the Jets. Tyrod Taylor would have won more games in 2025 than Aaron Rodgers did. That's my opinion. So I wouldn't say you have a void. And by the way, I'm also not advocating to that being your only plan, Tyrod Taylor and Jordan Travis. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying the Jets currently have a viable starter under contract for 2025. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this because I think this is important to know, because obviously this seems like a lot. Because first off, the quarterback class is perceived to be weak, and that there's been some conversation. Maybe a quarterback doesn't even go number 1 overall, despite the fact the Titans need one, the Browns need one, the Giants need one. Those are the first 3 teams picking in the 2025 NFL draft. And the fact that it's not a lock that they may go in those places because the quarterbacks are so uncertain, that also probably feeds into this package as well. But I'll throw up this comment from June, the GM here. Let's be honest. If we knew that Ward or Sanders would be a top-tier franchise quarterback for us, we would give up all 3 of those draft choices. And that's the part of the conversation that we don't know. If you, like, for instance, let me ask you, Dad, do you know what the Buffalo Bills gave up to trade up for Josh Allen?
No, I don't know.
Of course not. Who? And by the way, who cares? If the Bills have this MVP quarterback level guy, and he's awesome. You only care if it fails. If you trade up, the guy gets injured or just sucks and isn't a franchise quarterback, we'll all remember the price like, oh, Jesus, why'd we give up so much? But when you trade up and it works out, you never remember the price. So that's ultimately probably part of the conversation here, too, is if the Jets are willing to go to that crazy level of giving up all these assets, you just got to hope it works. And the other part of it here is there is a different conversation to be had. We'll get into Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders specifically in a second, but Field Yates of ESPN joined the Jets media crew at the Senior Bowl, and he said the opposite. If two quarterbacks go in front of the Jets, that's good news for the Jets because that means someone else really good is going to slip to them at one of these other prime positions. Could be a pass rusher, could be an offensive lineman, could be a corner, could be a safety, could be all these other things that could potentially be possible. So he sort of perceived it the other way. But let me just ask you, what do you even think about these two quarterbacks? I got the stats here for both of these guys. Cam Ward, he just completed his third overall college football season, his first season at Miami, had a 67% completion percentage, 39 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He was in a bunch of awards as a player. His rushing numbers, he had 200 yards, 4 touchdowns, nothing crazy there. Shedeur Sanders, on the other hand, was had a much higher completion percentage, one of the best in the country, if not the best in the country, at 74%. 4,100 yards, 37 touchdowns to 10 interceptions were there for Shedeur, and he was non-existent as a runner. He finished with negative 50 yards, so he's not the dual threat action that you bring there, at least according to the statistics. So does either guy rev your engine?
First of all, I'd like to start off with this incarnate word.
Okay.
And that is a school you didn't mention that Cam Ward started his college career at. Incarnate Ward. Yep. Look it up. So he didn't play 3 college football seasons. He played 4.
Oh, wow. It doesn't even count it on the college stat reference website. Yikes.
Yeah. So Incarnate Word. So some rub-a-dub scrub school that nobody's ever heard of before is where he started his college career. And then he went the hollowed halls of Washington State. And so he padded his numbers significantly. His career numbers are significantly padded by 2 scrub-a-lub-dub college football teams he played for in 1 year that he actually declared for the NFL draft. When he realized that his odds of competing against last year's quarterback-rich class were terrible, he decided to go back to school, and he realized that Washington State was not going to punch the ticket. So he went to Miami, right? Yeah. And he got what he wanted. He fooled everybody. Now everybody thinks he's the next coming, and I doubt it. I don't think so. He couldn't win the big games. He's not that great of a quarterback. His history is not very good. I will get into who I think is a better quarterback. I think there's not enough material to tell you if you should draft up from at number 1. That's why I take Cam Ward. No way I pay the bill to trade up for him. This is where
before you get to Shedeur. Yeah. I just have a comment in here from Jared B. His numbers went up substantially every year. He had this exponential increase where he had his yardage go up in each of these 3 seasons. Again, I can't see the stats for Incarnate where he went before. They don't have that on the College Football Reference website. But his passing touchdowns went up each year. His passing yardage went up each year. The completion percentage, like all the massive statistics, and his yards per attempt surged, 9.5 yards per attempt. That's a terrific number for Cam Ward. All these numbers exponentially increased. Isn't that kind of what you want to see from a quarterback developing and, stacking days, stacking bricks?
To me, that only makes sense if you were with the same university and then you were on a team and you got significantly better. This guy hopped around like a hot potato. He hopped around like that girl we all know in high school, the one that you got a number when you stood in line. So,
oh, wow.
So we don't know did he really mature, or is he surrounded by a better team? Right? You can't just point at the number. Oh, look, he improved every year. Did he? No, he was next up. Now serving number 4. You know what I'm talking about. I won't name any names, but you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, before we get to Shedeur here, Dick Chimney's Burner, he's been a member for 3 months. Thanks for supporting the channel. We appreciate it. A super chat here.
Wow.
He said, I think this is the first hop on pop take. I agree.
Well, he's finally come to his senses. So
First time for everything. All right. Well, so let's. You were going to get into it. So obviously, we just talked about Cam Ward, this explosive, talented quarterback for Miami that Pop is not a fan of. But what about Shedeur Sanders, the son of Deion Sanders? Same sort of thing. Obviously, his full stats I have for the D1 level at Colorado. For some reason, College Football Reference does not give him the tip of the cap for any of the Jackson State stuff or anything else that he had previously in his career. That does not show up on the bingo card for me here. But Shedeur Sanders, really accurate quarterback. His numbers are pretty impressive here with completion percentage, yards, touchdowns, interceptions. He had far fewer interceptions in 2023. He had 27 touchdowns and 3 picks. He had more touchdowns this year, but obviously a lot more interceptions. So obviously that's got to be factored in too. So not a Shedeur Sanders guy either, are you?
I'm not. Let me take you all on a trip. In an
Oh, okay. I
alternate
like
universe.
trips.
We're going to an alternate universe. We're going to move Colorado, the University of Colorado. We're going to move them to the center of the country. We're going to move them to Kansas.
Okay.
Right? With that being said, Shedeur Sanders, in his amazing football talent, ranked by some as the number 1 draftable quarterback in the NFL in 2025 draft, he wouldn't have led his team, the Colorado Kansasians, he would have led them to the 3rd place out of 3 teams. They lost. I didn't even know there was 2 NCAA teams in Kansas. He lost to both of them, Kansas State and Kansas. That's what the glorious Shedeur Sanders did. And then he also lost to Nebraska, right? All show, no go. And he got beat around like a bitch against BYU, throwing 2 picks and throwing for just a scrap over 200 yards. This is a big fish in a small pond. Somebody is going to regret drafting him. They roll it up in 2023. They won like the first 3 or 4 games, and then they shit the bed and lost 7 in a row, right? Shedeur Sanders, no thank you. I wouldn't take him in the 2nd round.
Wow. Which, by the way, to your point, I don't have the quote here from NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, but he joined the Rich Eisen show maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago, and obviously the draft conversation starting. And he said he's heard from some scouts sort of what you're saying, that the opinion is incredibly split on Shedeur Sanders. Some have him as this, top 5 pick guy, but a lot of them said that's the kind of guy that you lose your job over, of taking someone like that, putting all your eggs in that basket, and potentially losing out. So Pelissero had a quote on that went viral. Go ahead.
But I have the solution to neither one of these guys. Are you ready?
Okay, so the Jets trading up, number 1 overall to take this guy, okay?
Nope, 0. We're not trading
up
no. At all.
Okay.
No trade up. There are so many options on the table that are better than these 2 that cost the Jets nothing. And I say nothing, It will cost them something, but it'll be nowhere near the significance of this draft. Right.
Okay.
And go ahead.
Yeah. Just before you reveal this answer, folks, make sure you vote. That poll is currently up right now on YouTube. Would you trade this? Again, we have it on the screen right now. This is the proposed trade from Bleacher Report. The Jets would get the number 1 overall pick. The Titans would get the 7th overall pick. Their 42nd overall pick, that's their 1st and 2nd rounders this year, and a 2026 first rounder. That poll is live right now on YouTube. You guys can vote. We got 400 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. You guys can vote on that poll right now, and we'll check back in with the results for that question. My pop has a different solution, which, hell, I'm all about. Everyone is, like throwing opinions of, oh, this sucks, or oh, this is great. But if they say it sucks, okay, well, then what's your solution, pal? And, well, Pop has a solution. So, please,
Everybody jump on that poll like PJ's girlfriend from high school, and let's get going. But anyways, moving right along. By the way, the poll broke in half. But anyways, moving along.
Jesus.
I am telling you now, I want a quarterback who's got major league yabos, right?
Okay.
Who went all in.
Specific request.
Who went all in on himself. Who left a top 5 team to go to university that has not been known as a quarterback factory in the past 2 or 3 decades. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about Kyle McCord, who, when he did face Cam Ward, What happened again? Could you fill me in? What happened?
I believe Syracuse upset Miami, which prevented them from reaching the college football playoff and the ACC championship game.
Yeah, ooh, that stings. And
Yes.
on a completely different note, who led the NCAA in passing this year? Anybody know? Anybody know who that was? Boy Green, do you know?
I believe that was Kyle McCord with 4,700 passing yards.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
He led the end with Syracuse. Someone made some excuse for Shedeur Sanders about the talent around him. You got to be shitting me, right? Dion replaced almost everyone on the roster. Even the water boy was not good enough. They kicked him to the curb because they had $1 million to bring in a water boy. So Syracuse is not pumping that kind of money. Syracuse is not pumping that kind of talent. Kyle McCord left Ohio State, where he threw for over 3,000 yards in 2023. Bet on himself. Went to Syracuse 2024, where you don't have the significant talent around you. And when the biggest bright lights were on, Syracuse, Miami, right? He took Cam Ward behind the shed and beat him like a rented mule. That you're going to be able to get him in the second round. You're going to need to do your work. You're going to need to do like Boy Green does on dust off that DVD, VHS, whatever, pay the money on the streaming network to watch Kevin Costner and draft day. Work your magic, Bougie, whatever your name is, and get Kyle McCord at the right spot for the right price. And it won't be 2 first-round draft picks in a second. And the Jets will be better off for it. There's the plug and play. There you can have the backup, right? Tyrod Taylor ready, installed backup if you need him. You evaluate through training camp if Kyle's going to be the guy, or if Tyrod's going to have to start it out, and then he matriculates upward. So I'm telling you, that's just one of the options that's available. You save both first-round draft picks. You don't use either one of them. You use that to get the big fatty to plug the middle of the defensive line, which in my opinion was one of the only reasons the Jets weren't number one defense last year, because they had trouble stopping the run in the middle a few times.
So ultimately, instead of this idea, which was proposed by Bleacher Report, again, their offer here, this blockbuster trade proposal. Also, like I said, Benjamin Solak of ESPN, he also believes the Jets are one of the best fits or best suitors potentially to trade up in this class and all that jazz. So again, full article in the YouTube description down below for people who are just joining us. I see, or people coming in asking about this. Again, check out the article. It gives you all the details of which we're talking about, which we already covered here. But your idea isn't about trading up. Rather, staying put at 7 and waiting on this Kyle McCord potential selection. Now, apparently Kyle McCord was lighting it up at the Shrine Bowl. Salute to Kyle McCord and some of these other Syracusans that are down there. And forgive me if you didn't say it, but what draft selection do you believe it would require to take Kyle McCord? So, okay, maybe not 7th overall, since that doesn't. It seems like 2 quarterbacks might be going in the first round. Where is it? 2nd round? 3rd round? Where would Kyle McCord go, do you believe?
Yeah, and this is where, the pulse, this is where Muji's background would come in crucially, right?
Sure.
The pulse, the grading, his breakdown of the quarterbacks,
Right,
their
the
values,
evaluation,
and understanding the other teams and who needs them. I wouldn't let him out of the 2nd round. I'd feel uncomfortable, right? In my opinion. And there's a lot of ground. We're talking January or February 1st, whatever today is. I'm in a different time zone. So
it's February 1st. Welcome to February, everybody.
Senior Bowl, Shrine Bowl, Combine, Pro Day. There's a lot of room in front of us, a lot of runway in front of us. But right now, I think I take him in the 2nd rounds.
Okay, here are the Jets picks, just so everyone's sort of aware, and I'm sure a lot of people will get even more comfortable with this as we go through the draft process. The Jets have 1 pick in each of the first 3 rounds. They have the 7th overall, that's their own. They have 42nd overall, that's very early in the 2nd round. They have that. And their 3rd rounder, they don't own their original one anymore. That was traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for Devontae Adams. So they have the Detroit Lions 3rd rounder, which they acquired in the 2024 NFL draft last year. That is 92 overall. So long story short, just do the simple math. There was a massive gap between that 2nd round pick and the 3rd round pick. That's a 50 pick gap of time, which, again, to your nervousness ploy, if they pass them at 42, they're like, that's too early. you're waiting a long ass time before you get back to 92, hoping and praying that combo card gets there. So that's why, to your point, maybe there could be some alterations here of either trade back from 42, maybe, or if just again, to your point, there's going to be a lot of shit that goes on. We got the scouting combine later this month. We're going to have pro days. We're going to have everything. And maybe the sense is just we can't wait. If we wait, we could lose him. Let's not get cute here. If you love a quarterback, you think he could be a franchise quarterback, then you take the pick. And again, we go back to the beginning of this conversation. No one gives a shit what you give up if you hit it right. So, and ultimately, what's a second round pick? While I find it very valuable, I'm a big draft freak, a big draft fan, and 42 should be a starter on your team unquestioned. Boy, maybe there's another way, like I said, to trade back up from 92 or move back a little. But again, you definitely don't want to get too cute when you're playing around with quarterbacks here, Pop.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, we all were frustrated. And I'll say this, excuse me. Our GM that's no longer with us, God rest his soul. We're all very frustrated during the 2024 draft as he continued to draft back, get extra player, come on,
Trade back.
Yeah. That was freaking irritating, right? I would say overall he had a solid draft, and then a few years before that. He's had some misses. I do think the GM is responsible for the wins, losses of the team, by the way. For what is that guy?
Some would disagree with that take,
Yeah. So, but I would tell you that I would be okay trading back, but what are you getting? Right. If you go from 42 to 52 and you get Mr. Irrelevant or whatever,
what are we talking about here?
What are we really even talking about? And just for the record, Cam Ward is going to be he's got his results of his NFL career. Write this down. This is stone cold lock.
Okay.
Is going to be the same as Steve Walsh. Walsh. For those of you that don't know, go Google Steve Walsh, another Miami Hurricane quarterback that was drafted in the first round by America's team. And then, thankfully, they had Troy Aikman and Steve Walsh. And just for the record, Steve Walsh had the edge on Troy Aikman. And Jimmy Johnson he evaluated the talent, shipped Steve Walsh out, who ended up being more like John Walsh. He couldn't find him. He's on America's Most Wanted. Where's that Steve Walsh guy? Right. So I'm telling you, do not take Cam Ward. He's the next Steve Walsh of 2025.
Okay. So you may have just answered it at the tail end of your Steve Walsh rant, but I want to make sure it's clear because someone asked this way earlier in the chat. What if, and I actually saw this in a mock draft. We'll probably cover this at a different time because it doesn't make any sense with this topic to go into it. There was a prominent NFL mock drafter out in the universe that actually just had a Shedeur Sanders type just falling into the Jets' lap at 7. If Shedeur or Cam, because again, there's not a consensus. It doesn't seem like to me anyway. And hey, I'm just some guy. But it doesn't seem like there's a consensus. Oh, Cam Ward would clearly be number 1. No, wait, Shedeur would clearly be number 1. There's some uncertainty. If either one of those guys was available at 7, would you take him if you're the Jets?
No
trade up. Just he falls in your lap.
No. I got you what you're saying.
Yeah.
I would use that golden opportunity
trade
to fatten our bags, right? To roll back. And then, and maybe, just for the record, let's just think outside the box. Let's do something crazy. Like if we trade back pick 7, I want a run stuffer. I don't want a draft pick. I want a proven run stuffer and a draft pick if you're coming for 7, because you have a need and I'm just happy to be here. You've got to come to me with what you want and I would be ready, right? And I'm sure Bougie and Aaron Glenn would be ready. I would know who those teams out there.
Putney, get Putney.
Yeah, there you go. I would know who those teams are. I would know who I would want from their team, and I would know what draft pick. I would be ready. That'd be part of the war room. It'd be over there on that board. Hey, roll that board. Who's calling? Is that Cleveland calling? Hey, bring that board over here. And so I would not pick either one at 7, but I would, again, a player and a pick. That's what I would get, a player and a pick. And the player I wanted, because, right, they're coming to you. They're like, hello? Who is it? We'd like your pick, please. No. Well, what's it going to take? Call me back in a little while. Click. So, yes, we would be in the driver's seat. So,
well, I would just say this. I think First off, to the fans, we have this poll up right now. As a Jets fan, you'd be willing to trade up to the number 1 overall pick with the Titans, and 70% are currently on the no train. And people seem to be really enjoying your takes today. So, hey, you know what? Different strokes, different folks. Each day is a different opportunity. That's for sure. So, guys, keep letting us know if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube. Again, I'll remind you, like and subscribe as we're reaching other mile markers. We're trying to chase 10,000 subscribers. That's a big number I want to get to, but we have to chip and crawl before we walk. The next milestone is 7,500 subscribers. Again, it's free to subscribe to the channel. When we get to 7,500 subscribers, we're going to be giving it away a autographed piece of Jets memorabilia signed by 2 former New York Jets first-round picks. That'll go to 1 lucky subscriber that subscribes for free. And then we get to 8,000 and 8,500 and all these other milestones. I've just got a bunch of cool Jet stuff I want to give away to you, the fans. So it's a way for you guys to enjoy Jet Show. Hopefully you get a cool kick out of this every morning. We're live every day at 7:30 in the morning, plus bonus guests. Again, check them all out. Jeremy Fowler this week, Rich Samini this week, Lindsey Rhodes, Josine Anderson tomorrow, and obviously Hop on Pop Baby here on the show. So we have a lot of wonderful guests, a lot of fun Jets chats, and we try to do a lot of giveaways to give back to all the fans that are a part of this, which brings us to this, Pop. Before we open up the phone lines to talk about anything else, I think it's time to reveal our grand prize winner.
All right. Well, it's exciting. It's been exciting who the grand prize winner is.
Yeah.
What are they winning again?
Yes, let's throw that up on the board here. And folks, don't send in any more memberships at this point. If you do, it'll be for our next month's contest for the month of February. This contest that I'm about to reveal the details for, the polls are closed. So all the tallies have been sent in, and we will be revealing it live on the show. So we have a very transparent process here. Again, the 1 lucky winner is about to win an Aaron Rodgers Nike Atmosphere jersey, a $50 Boy Green merch shop gift card, and a custom laser engraving spectacular, which has Jets logos and Boy Green logos merged together. And shout out to Jeffrey M. He received our grand prize last month, and he sent pictures to the Discord, another perk of being a Boy Green Coffee Club member, of all the awesome stuff sitting on his mantle. He won a jersey, a Hall of Famer Darrelle Revis jersey. He won all kinds of awesome prizes, a cool Snoopy New York Jets bobblehead that just came out from Foco. Like, again, he just got this massive prize package that he took a picture of and shared it with the Discord group. So someone right now is about to win this package, and then we're going to send it out via delivery. Once we find out whoever the winner is, I'll be reaching out to you separately to hammer out all those details to figure it out. Again, this prize has been accumulated from everyone that's been gifting memberships or buying memberships for themselves all January month long. And now, without further ado, Pop, it's time to reveal that. So shout out to everyone. I just want to say good luck to everyone, just like number 1 Austrian Jet fan said here. Good luck to everyone. Best of luck to everybody. Whoever wins, awesome. It's just really, really freaking cool. So I just love it. So here we go. Before the show. Yeah, go ahead.
Three things real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Right,
sorry.
there's three things. Let me roll into this. First of all, God bless our troops. God bless America. And Boy Green, roll that wheel.
Okay, here we go. Those are the 3 keys. All right, so before the show, just again to give you guys as much transparency as possible here on the show, I put in all of your guys' names and info, and certain people obviously had more raffle tickets than the other. So without further ado, let's do this thing. The Wheel of Names. Here we go. Yep. Okay. Are you seeing anything on your screen there, Pop?
No. This is like when I tried to watch you be a mathlete. It was very painful.
Awkward. Yeah, I did make the local news. So I did make the local news. All right, 1 second here. Sorry about that, folks. A quick technical difficulty. I really did this on purpose to kind of, increase the drama. That's kind of what I was going for. Here we go. So without
math.
There we go. That was the hand calculator, all that jazz. Okay, I believe we fixed the issue. My apologies. Okay, here we go. Here is the spinning wheel, everybody. And this is everyone. Again, for transparency. Obviously, you see number 1 Austrian Jet fan has a big chunk. That's because he has 321 raffle tickets. But everyone is on here that bought anywhere from 1 raffle ticket to hundreds to whatever. Jimmy Jets is on here. We're 135. So everyone on here, shout out and good luck. It is at random. Everyone's raffle tickets are all calculated, and whatever the wheel of death says here is the final saying. Whatever the wheel spins is where the wheel spins. So, Pop, are you ready?
Yes, I am. Let's roll.
All right, let's find out. Let's go. Click the spinner. Okay. Oh my
It's
goodness,
not going to
great!
be Australian Jets fan.
It
J-Boy.
is J-Boy. Congratulations, we have a winner. Congratulations, my good sir. Unbelievable. I'm so sorry, Austrian Jet fan put it all out there on the line too. It just goes to show you that it's random. Who knows? So, J-Boy, you're a lucky winner. Make sure you reach out to me in some form or fashion. If you're on the Discord, you can DM me. That's the easiest way. But you just won our Nike Atmosphere Aaron Rodgers jersey, a $50 Boy Green merch shop gift card, and that custom laser engraving package that we talked about. So congratulations, J-Boy. Again, please reach out to me as soon as possible. I have my email on YouTube as well. That's Paul A. Esden, ESDEN, JR @gmail.com. So congratulations, J-Boy. You can reach out to me via email and also all social media. That's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, @BoyGreen25, BOY, Green the Color 25. J-Boy, reach out to me ASAP, and we will get that to you as soon as we'll do it. And look, J-Boy saw it. He's emailing us right now. So congratulations, J-Boy. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And I want to make it clear for everybody that didn't win, there was only one winner. A lot of entries, a lot of contributions to the show, a lot of supporters of the show. God bless you all. But I would just say that when you're feeling a little down right now, what'll make you feel better is to go on Boy Green merch, get yourself a new coffee cup, get yourself a new hat. That'll kind of, I didn't win the prize, but I got this. I got the Boy Green hat. I got the coffee cup. I got the throw pillow. I've got the moron ornament for Christmas 2025. Go in there, make yourself feel better. Go buy some merch. And I think the 100%. Link is right.
It is. It's right down there. The link to the Boy Green Coffee Club is down below. The link to the Boy Green merch shop is down below. So absolutely terrific. Now, Pop, so folks, be ready because tomorrow, today, it starts today of the immediate next grand prize giveaway. So you guys, every membership you gift, J-Boy, the email one more time. I'll also write it in the chat, but it is Paul, the letter ESDEN, JR @gmail.com. Again, I'll put that on YouTube here as well, so you can just kind of copy it over. But yes, feel free to reach out, and we will get all the particular details sent over to you. I just sent that in on YouTube, so you can send that email across. Something that'll stand out in the subject, and we'll get to you, J-Boy. So congratulations, and thank you so much. Appreciate it. But yes, Pop, starting right this very moment, every membership gifted or super chat or super sticker, as I'm still trying to figure out what that is, all of that sent in. There you go. Jared B., he started us off, baby. Let's hit it with a Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Guy Jared B here on the show. We appreciate that very much. That went to Fire Aaron Glenn was just gifted a membership by Jared B. Wow, that is hilarious that you were just
Wilson.
Yeah, there you go. So congratulations. But yes, I've got a bunch of prizes, and I'll actually let my father, after the show is over, I'm going to tell, we've got all these great, awesome prizes behind my head over here, and we'll pick, he gets to select what's next. So, Jared B., you now have a raffle ticket for our next contest for the month of February. We only got 28 days, so we'll see what my father ends up picking here. And the winner by the end of the month, it'll be, of course, at random. All those raffle tickets coming in will have a chance for another cool prize pack. And I like some of the fun ones we have coming up here, so I can't wait. So Jared B. and everyone else who continues to gift memberships and super chats and things of that nature, sending them in. I have reset the Excel sheet, and we'll put all that together for you guys for whoever ends up winning that one. And I'll reveal. Again, we will reveal and make sure that it's clear. You guys know what you're bidding for, so I'll be making a updated graphic and everything else that'll be coming through. So I'm super excited about that, Pop.
Yep, no, it's going to be great. It's exciting. February is an exciting month. right? As you close out, we kind of, Herkel Durkled or matriculated or trickled or trickled the Super Bowl into February, and now it's even later in February, and
Correct. Right.
but still, it's all a lot of things are going on in February football wise. The Super Bowl wrap up here. What's that? Oh, there's a combine. Here we go. Right around the corner. Free agency, the draft. It's business is about to pick up for the New York Jets.
That's for damn sure. So again, shout out to Jared B. You just gifted a membership. You have a raffle ticket, and our number one Australian Jet fan with a super sticker, baby. Again, I'm still unclear exactly what this is, but nonetheless, it's support, baby.
That's what I do know. Yeah. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Booyah! That we are putting aside. So thank you for your $1.99 super sticker, number one Austrian Jet fan, and getting back off the mat. And I'm sure you're going to win one of these with all your contributions. How could you possibly not here in the very near future? So again, congratulations to Jay Boy and for everyone else. Poppy, you ready for some phone calls?
Yeah. Somebody had two things. Somebody asked, "Is a Pro Bowl this year?" Pro Bowl's become like a Jerry Seinfeld feat of strength, like you wrestle underneath the tinsel tree or whatever, and it's actually tomorrow. They had the lame flag football game the other day, and then tomorrow they have like the weird skill contest.
Well, they still had some stuff yesterday. I'm surprised you didn't congratulate Quinn and Williams for winning the spike contest with the power and intensity, and so the Pro Bowl mini game's been going on the last couple of days, Pop.
Moron. The other thing I like to do is shout out to your mom, Imam G, for holding down the fort while I'm over here in Abu Dhabi. So, love you, honey.
Which, by the way, remind our fans, because people were asking about that earlier. What's your current time right now in Abu Dhabi?
It is 5:12. 5:12.
It is 8:12 over here. Good Lord have mercy.
Yes. Well, and a shout out to your sister, Haley, who's probably not watching, but just hello.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. And shout out to Jay Boy. I just received your email, so I'll get back to you after the show is over and get all the pertinent details so we can ship that out to you. So we'll discuss. We'll chat over email. So again, congratulations to Jay Boy, and shout out to my daughter Zariah Luna, my sister Haley, and everybody else that's watching the show. God bless. We appreciate you. Without further ado, let's play a quick Hep Song Pop. We'll be right back to answer all your phone calls, and I'm sure all your very even-keeled takes on the Jets Titans trade idea. I'm sure that'll be quite nice. Looking forward to it. Here we go.
Boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. Talking just football, man. Boy green daily, boy green daily, boy green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. Jets, Jets. Boy Green.
All right, thanks, Hep. We got 700 plus people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, baby. We appreciate you. And I see real quick, we got J Boy gifting back, baby. Gifting a Boy Green Coffee Club membership for our next contest. There you go, baby. That's a raffle ticket for our contest, J Boy. We appreciate that. Coming up here, been John Woo or John Woo. It's Royal Rumble today, so maybe that's how you pronounce it there for John Woo, who's just gifted a membership there from J Boy. We appreciate you, pal. Keep those memberships flowing, because I think you guys are going to love the next contest. It's going to be a real hoot. And again, remind, if you don't like it, blame my father. He's about to pick which combination of gifts here are featured in the next contest. So
somebody's not going to like it.
Yeah, direct all the hate mail. I won't, because personally, I'd love to. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. Personally, I'd love to keep all this, and screw all you subscribers and members. I'd love to keep these sweet gifts for myself, but I've been told that that's un-American, and I must give back with everything that's here, because I bought a couple of these. Went, not too shabby. But of course, giving back to the fans. I think, like I said, you guys are going to really love a lot of the stuff that's cooking back here. We'll make that official announcement on the show either by the end of the show. I'll talk to my father. I'll text him over here or something, or we'll find it out tomorrow morning with that Josina Anderson interview coming up. We'll reveal what you guys will be competing for the month of February. Either way, we'll find that out in due time. Let's go to the phone lines here on the show. Up first, June the GM, and I found out yesterday June is apparently not his name. And so let me ask you this, Pop, before even June starts. So I just learned this, okay? That a shortened version of Junior, in what's that, in New York? Is that right, June? That
so in the Bronx.
Yeah, in the Bronx, okay? So, Pop, obviously I'm a junior. I'm Paul Andrew Resden Jr. I say it all the time. But June, he said that, like, people don't say the full Junior. They don't have time for that in New York, so they yell June instead as a shortened version of Junior. Yeah, tell that story, June, because we heard that a little bit on the joint stream Jake Asman show yesterday. Give us give us the June the GM origin story here.
Well, so I'm named after my father, Felix Dornes Jr., but in New York, everybody's in a rush. Why? I really don't know why we're always in a rush, but we are. So, in New York, they're not going to say your whole name. Like, they won't even say Paul. They'll be like, hey, yo, P. We have to shorten everything. You know what I'm saying? So, in New York, I came up, it was June. Nobody can say, yo, Junior. Nah, it's just June. That's all you get. You get half a tenth of a second. So, that's how I came up with June. And, but they named me June. And I came up my whole life. That's what everybody knew me as, June. That's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And now, Junior, here on the show, baby. What's on your mind?
So you guys made me do I'm starting to dive into the Syracuse quarterback.
There you go.
I haven't done enough research, to talk on him just yet. I did want to mention that if the New York Jets were to trade up and grab a quarterback,
sure.
And that quarterback, regardless if it's Cam or Sanders, which is interesting that Sanders actually has a faster 40 time than Cam, which is, well, I wouldn't think that.
No,
but he runs a 4.6. I think that Ward runs a 4.68 or something, but he's faster than him. But I like both of them. I told you that from the get-go. I like both those quarterbacks, so a lot of their games. I'm a fan of them. But could you imagine to start off this new regime if they were to move up, grab the quarterback early, pick one or two, whatever, and then that quarterback don't pan out? You talk about putting your ass in the frying pan early on in the game? Yeah, no Jet fans can take a move like that not working. If I'm the Jets, I'm staying put at 7, and I'm going to take the best player available. Now, if a quarterback falls at 7, unlike Pops, by the way, Pops, you've been having some really good coffee lately. You've been fired up this morning, man. I don't know what they got in Dubai out there, man. Okay, monsters. So
that'll do it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So, if Sanders Awards happens to 4 at 7, my God.
Oh.
I mean, you pull the trigger on. I would put a trigger on that. If not, we need to fix that defensive line. I'm going Graham, or I'm going offensive line help with the tight end Warren from Penn State. That would be. I know it's a little early for Warren, but if you move back, you can lose him. I don't know about it. All this thing in our mind all centers around Aaron, the man Rodgers. I don't like what we're putting out there. Like, we can do it without him. I don't like a lot of that rhetoric. There's a lot of writers are writing that Glenn's gonna do it his way, and his not need. I think that's all bullshit. Let's be honest, okay? If we want any sniff of the wild card this year, you better grab Aaron Rodgers and bring him back. That's my opinion. I want to ask you guys something.
Yeah, sure.
If you stay put at 7, who you leaning towards? And do you think the success of this upcoming season is predicated upon us getting Aaron Rodgers back as starting quarterback?
Lots to unpack. I'll go on the Aaron Rodgers one first. I think Aaron Rodgers gives us the best chance to win the most amount of games in 2025. That's what my gut says. That because like the Tyrod Taylor people, can he stay healthy? I don't think people can give me a straight answer on that. And even if he can, what does that look like? I haven't seen full season starting Tyrod since the Buffalo days. That's like 5, 6, 7 years ago. So like now we're getting too far. So I believe Aaron is the best option for now. So if we're trying to win, right, if that's the sole mission for Darren Mucci and Aaron Glenn is to win as many games as humanly possible in 2025, I think their best shot is Aaron Rodgers. To your 7th overall pick take, my current favorite for me, if whatever is going to happen, I love Mason Graham. I think there's a shot that he's going to be there, and then you line him up next to Quinnen. That would be a lot of fun to me. If freaking Abdul Carter's there, and I know we have a cajillion pass rushers, but Abdul Carter looks like a freak. He looks like Micah Parsons reincarnated, so that would be awesome. But people tell me that's unlikely to happen. And then the third thing I would say is whoever, to your point, that offensive tackle, if you just want to get your right tackle of the present and future, whether you believe that's Calvin Banks or Will Campbell, as we had our draft guy on earlier this week, those are my three in basically that particular order. Mason Graham, Abdul Carter, or whoever the right tackle is of choice. I'll trust the Jets scouting staff at this point to have better information on that than me at this moment. That's what I'd say. Pop, where are you at on this?
Yeah, so for those things, I will tell you that one thing that Aaron Glenn said right away is I don't have a decision about Aaron Rodgers. I have a Jets team decision. Aaron Rodgers is no greater than one piece of a 53-man roster. He didn't use those words, but that's what I got out of his words.
Yeah.
And so they're going to do the job. They're going to evaluate. My opinion is Rodgers doesn't come back. He has not proved his worth to come back. That's my opinion. If they are talent evaluators, they've been in the NFL. I have not been in the NFL. I would respect their decision. I think it's time to move on from Aaron Rodgers, personally. So if they keep him, hopefully I wouldn't want, if I was a new head coach and a new GM, I wouldn't want Aaron Rodgers because now I put myself a year behind the plan if it doesn't work out. Right. If you have so long of a runway as a new head coach and a new GM, we're going to do it with my guys. And Aaron Rodgers, best case, is going to be around for another year. That doesn't make one of my guys. I need the my guy thing. I have to have a my guy plan. So I don't keep Aaron Rodgers. That's me. If they do,
okay.
God bless them. They do the evaluation decision.
Okay, 7th overall right now. Who's your guy?
Yep. Yeah. So I go. And I'm going to forget the second name, but I'll tell you the first name.
Okay.
Without a doubt, Mason Graham. And if he somehow went, I would go with his teammate who's right behind him. That's the name I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Kenneth Grant?
Kenneth Grant, I believe. Yes. Yeah. He was the other defensive tackle. That's who I would go at 7. I would prefer Mason Graham if he was available, but I'd take either one of them to play next to Quentin Williams.
I find it interesting, right? A point you made, Pops, about, when Aaron Glenn said that this is the Jets situation, right? It's hilarious because let's not forget how much cocaine Lawrence Taylor was sniffing up his nose when he was in his prime. He was known to be in Manhattan buying some stuff, and he was starting on Sundays, though. Bill Parcells made sure he started them. I don't believe in that every man is equal on a team. Stop. Okay.
Yeah,
it's Aaron Rodgers and everybody else. That's it.
No, I think it's a little different than that, right? Like Jimmy Johnson cut a guy for sleeping in a team room and he set up a bed for Emmitt Smith, right? So I'm not saying that.
Right. No, I don't understand in general.
Right. Yeah. I'm saying, is Aaron Rodgers my guy? Do I think he's my guy? And I'll tell you that Aaron Glenn has got to build a culture of the Jets. He's going to establish his culture, very similar to what Dan Campbell did at the Lions, right? Like Dan Campbell, don't like Dan Campbell. He changed the culture of the Detroit Lions. You can't even remember they were 0-16 before, right? And they took 4 out of 5 years. They took a wide receiver number 1 at the number 1 pick. But anyways, he's going to set the culture. And part of that culture, probably the problem with the culture is this whole darkness, Hiawatha, Susquehanna, Sasquatchy, all this other horse shit that comes with Aaron Rodgers, right? It's not about that. It detracts from the message. It degrades the team morale, and it's got to be Aaron Rodgers. It's got to be about the Jets, not about Aaron Rodgers.
But let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you both this, Paul, before I go, because I know there's a lot of other quarters who are excited. Do you think us Jet fans who have been through more pain than a woman giving birth can take Aaron Glenn saying, hey, you know what? We had a talk. It didn't work out. I'm bringing in my own man. A 2-15 season. How would we react to a 2-15 season?
Ugh. Oh boy, not well, not well.
I I don't think the Jets are that far away. That is I don't think a 2-15 season is possible. Frankly, I think
I thought this season was impossible, Pops.
Well, I guess that's very fair. That's fair.
I picked them
I
for
did right.
championship this year.
I had them
had
at 12-5, so
Chiefs.
I agree.
You know, so that's my fear. You know, I don't. We better be fighting for a playoff spot. Aaron Glenn's ass might have no more than a year. That's that. You know, we talk about Woody. Woody's unpredictable.
Woody is 100% unpredictable. June, I love the call. Also, I just want to say this story on his, no one above the team. Bill Belichick told this story when he was on the Giants with Bill Parcells. And Bill Belichick turns to Bill Parcells and says, hey, coach, Lawrence Taylor was late to the meeting. And Parcells goes, well, why'd you start the meeting without him? And I just, there's this, and then there's everybody else. It's the rules, that the different things exist for different people. The message, I respect AG saying it, because I think that's what a lot of Jet fans wanted to hear, and media wanted to hear, is that with the Robert Saleh regime, it sounded like Robert Saleh, everyone bowed down to the Aaron Rodgers statue, and they tried, and obviously that epically failed. So to hear Aaron Glenn immediately come in, not cowtail to the almighty Aaron Rodgers, again, that I don't know what that will serve. Obviously, it seemingly sends a message to Aaron Rodgers and the rest of everybody, hey, there's a new sheriff in town. But I think it was the right thing to say at the moment. We will see what that evolves into. But it felt like the right thing to say there. But yes, I remember that Bill Belichick, Bill Parcells, Lawrence Taylor story. And that gives me a chuckle every time. So,
yeah. Well, I don't have an issue with that, but it's so much more than that with Mr. Rogers.
Fair. All right, let's get to a couple things here. First off, we got for Lillian Big D with a big, juicy, friggin' super chat. $19.99. Hey now.
Wow.
For Lillian Big D, a bunch of new raffle tickets on there. You got 6 raffle tickets and some change for future super chats that are coming in. We put that down for our February contest. We appreciate that. We're the frickin' New York Jets. By the way, whoever came up with that trade is, as Pop says, a moron. So, yes, Brad Gagnon. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it, but as my father said earlier, there's some different ways you could perhaps react to said trade. So there you go. Thank you for Lillian. There you go. Hopefully you get better with that cough, Pop. Now, we have a surprise to reveal here, Pop. So our number one Austrian Jet fan asked, go ahead.
No. I was giving the number one.
Oh, yes.
No
our
way,
number one Austrian Jet fan.
I flew over Austria to get to.
Did you say hello? Drop by?
I did. I tried to wave.
Okay. Yeah, all right. I don't know if our number one Austrian Jet fan saw it, but the effort was there. And our number one Austrian Jet fan asked the other day, I believe it was yesterday, because our contest was running out. He asked if right now, if I drop this massive super chat to get me over 300 gifted memberships, Paul, would you allow me to gift an emoji to somebody else? And I said, well, shoot. I mean, we kind of make up the rules as we go. Why the heck not? Absolutely. And so he did it. And thank you, number one Austrian Jet fan, for supporting the show in such a way financially that's massive for me and my family. And he reached out after and said, hey, here's who I would like to gift an emoji to. It's a person that supports the show that doesn't have an emoji. And I felt so compelled to give that I wanted to gift an emoji to someone else. And of course, as everyone knows, Snowball, a.k.a. Jets Worldwide, makes all of our emojis for the channel. If you don't know, again, check out Jets Worldwide, their YouTube channel. They do all kinds of fun New York Jets content. Jets Worldwide, all one word. And so he gave me the information of the person he wanted to honor. And then I turned around and reached out to Snowball and said, hey, could we custom make an emoji for this person? And Pop, I'm about to release it now. Okay. It is now, it is going to be in just a second. It is now available on YouTube. We've just added it. Let's give a big, hearty congratulations to Chef Kevin Gilbert for Booyah
Hey,
This
now.
emoji is now available. Shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan. He gifted you this membership. Snowball made it, aka Jets Worldwide. So get your Chef Kevin Gilbert emojis rolling. And also, me and Chef Kevin Gilbert have been talking behind the scenes that he may be catering the Jets game that we host coming up this year for the pregame tailgate. More details to come. So look at that great smile. Look at there. Chef Kevin Gilbert, our resident chef here on the show. Again, thank number one Austrian Jet fan. He wanted to gift that to a fellow member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. It feels so cool that we've got a great family here, a cool community where people are calling in and supporting everybody. So, yes, Chef Kevin Gilbert, give a big, juicy shout out there to our number one Austrian Jet fan. He is the reason why that emoji is out there for you. So super cool. So happy. Chef Kevin Gilbert is a great supporter of the show. He deserves it. And again, shout out to our number one Austrian Jet fan. So get those emojis going all over the place, baby.
Yeah, so absolutely. So I won't be on the show tomorrow, but I would like to announce the poll for tomorrow.
The poll. Oh, okay.
The poll. I'm going to propose a poll for you
All
to
right.
do tomorrow.
Okay.
I would propose a poll to everyone in the coffee club, and you can put it on the Discord for the number of people that will sign up to attend the Jets home game this season, which will include. There's going to be a lot of exciting things.
Mm-hmm.
We were like a tag along last year. We had 25 Boy Green Coffee. It was an amazing time. We got to see Woody in person and his dance moves.
Yep.
But anyways, we're gonna have like a hotel pack. We're gonna have a tailgating package. We're gonna have Boy Green merch. It's gonna be a Jets home game, and I think we should do a poll for how many people will be interested in going to that game, so we get an idea to scale it to make it the best experience, the first Boy Green game day experience.
Yes, we will do that. I will be putting that out on YouTube. We're going to be putting that out on Discord. I'm really super excited for it. So, and we'll see how many people. You guys can kind of do a sign up sheet if you'd be interested. And to my father's point, we'll have all kinds of other things in there. Would you be interested in attending the tailgate, sitting all together? That'd be another part of it. The hotel, and kind of putting everything together to make it for you guys. So yes, we will put all those details in together. Obviously, for those who don't know, we won't know the schedule until May, so we can't pick the game until at least May, but we could set up a lot of the details for one of picking the right Jets home game, which would be a lot of fun. So yes, Pop, I think that's a good idea, and we could definitely speak that into existence and make that happen. All right. And again, shout out to number one Austrian Jet fan. Thank you for getting that custom emoji for Chef Kevin Gilbert. Chef Kevin Gilbert, certainly very deserving. We got more phone calls to get you, plus some super chats. Let's go to Jet It Out here, who sent in a super chat. You love to friggin' see it, baby. Thank you so much, pal. And by the way, Jet It Out, I see you also have another super chat here. We're adding all these up for your raffle tickets, so those are all counting, and we'll address that more later.
Wow.
But don't worry, everyone who's sending in memberships or super chats, I am adding it up behind the scenes. So all of this is counting for our next contest. Jet It Out here says, Will Johnson first round, Jackson Dart, or DT second round? Interesting. Well, I would just say this. I'm all about the Michigan corner, Ricky, New York, wherever he may be out there. We all know damn well, put that Will Johnson, Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter, the second combination of the best quarterback triplets in America. That would be marvelous. So Jet It Out. You got a lot of fans there for that. Or Jackson Dart or DT in the second round. Again, the Jets have the 42nd overall pick. A lot of hubbub about Jackson Dart. I'm not sure I'm buying the first round hype coming out of the Senior Bowl. It looks like he had a lot of fun and made some plays. I think that's a little aggressive on the first round stuff. Jet It Out. You're not saying that. I'm just saying other people have brought that up. But him in the second round, if you want to take a guy and develop him, 42 is a perfectly sound part of the class to potentially do it. And then the defensive tackles, Ricky New York is another one here who's talked about a very talented Ohio State defense lineman. Now, Tyleik Williams, I'm not sure what rain dance I would have to do for him to get to 42. That feels a little, far-fetched that he would make it that far, but if the Jets would be willing to trade up from 42 to the back end of the first round to get Tyleik Williams, well, hell, sign me up, baby. So that could be pretty compelling. I don't know if you have any thoughts on any of this, Pop.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Dart in the first
Oh, you're
round
not an
is
Ole Miss guy. Okay.
no, I'm
Okay.
not.
Oh, yeah, you're
So,
a Kyle McCord guy. That makes sense. Again, we all have to pick our battles. There's no question about it. All right, we got another super chat coming in here real quick, and then we'll get back to the phone calls. Jet it out once again, baby. Hey, now.
Wow.
Do we want to go through McAfee every Tuesday again? And Netflix series as the team gets spanked all year, not risking him phasing out Wilson for Adam. So a lot to unpack here. First off, I have to admit, for my media job, I listened to every Aaron Rodgers, Pat McAfee, and it was in between most Tuesdays, 45 minutes to an hour plus every Tuesday. I dedicated to listening to those for any nuggets. And there was a lot of weird in there. Aliens, weird roving aircrafts. They got into ayahuasca. They got into some bizarre stuff. I'm not going to lie. But hey, whatever delivers Jets wins, man. If I have to listen to these McAfee interviews, but he's winning on the field, I don't care. And I said that before he got here. Politics stuff, any other crap that's off the field, I don't care about any of that as long as we're winning games. And maybe that makes me a very shallow person, perhaps, but it's all about the winning for me. The Netflix series Enigma, I actually kind of enjoyed it. It gave me some insights into who Aaron Rodgers is, so I enjoyed that 3-episode docuseries. If people haven't checked it out. The getting that part was difficult. Aaron Rodgers was basically, I don't want to say healthy for the full year because obviously he went through injuries, but he played all 17. And then for him to come on the Tuesday show after we get embarrassed and say, "Hey, just believe in the vision, believe in the vision," that was a little difficult. But that final one is something that is the danger to me of bringing Aaron Rodgers back here, Pop. It's that Garrett Wilson appeared frustrated at the end of the season as Devontae Adams getting fed all over the place and Garrett Wilson's getting phased out, and Garrett Wilson's supposed to be the straw that stirs the drink. I envisioned Devontae being this awesome Robin to the Batman of Garrett Wilson, and apparently that was naive to think that that was possible, so that could cause some issues. If Aaron comes back, Devontae's come back. If Aaron leaves, I think Devontae leaves, and thus Garrett Wilson would return back to his wide receiver one role.
yes, yeah, I agree 100%. That Devontae's not coming back unless Aaron does 100%.
Yeah, so appreciate that. Thank you, Jetted Out, for all the super chats here. So I'm willing to go through it for the winning, but if like Garrett Wilson really doesn't, they can't bury whatever hatchet exists between them. You know, if I'm picking 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers or Garrett Wilson, it's an ultimatum. Obviously, I'm picking Garrett Wilson. But for all the other stuff, I'm picking Aaron Rodgers. But again, we have to see if they can bury the hatchet. I'm unclear on all that. And maybe that decision won't even come because maybe Aaron just doesn't want to play football this year. Again, we'll see in due time. I mentioned this caller during a lot of that because this guy has some strong draft takes. He watches the tape and he shares with us, the fans. So Ricky New York is up next here on the show.
Hey, how you doing, Paul?
Excellent, Ricky.
The Aaron Rodgers thing is going to be interesting, and I'll have to echo what a lot of people have said. He would have to take a pay cut, which he's already said he's willing to do.
Correct.
But the most important one, he's going to have to be willing to run a modern offense, and not do what he's been doing, and that's where I think the real issue may be. But at the end of the day, it's not about Aaron Rodgers. It's about the team. And I like Aaron Glenn's answer. That being said, I mean, it's a weird spot because he does, I think, give us our best chance to win. And I've said all along, I do not like this quarterback class at all. Mm-hmm. Taking the best quarterback available in a poor class is how you end up with, Zach Wilson's or Trey Lance's. I mean, yeah, Lawrence was in that class, but he's not exactly lighting the world on fire and not the generational talent that everyone thought he was going to be. So, I know there's a lot of people out there that are fans of Shedeur and fans of Cam, and, I don't want to bag on those guys, but let's face it, the draft is what it is. The top players go to bad teams, and either you're the guy and you help turn that thing around, or you're not and you exasperate the problem, which might be what happens with the two of them. Those guys, they get to the NFL and they're holding the ball 3-4 seconds. It's going to be ugly. Now, as far as Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Connor and Sycamore did a post Senior Bowl draft that actually had Tyleek Williams falling to us in the second round.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
sweet.
yeah. That just came out, and I was giddy about that because I was like, wow, you
Yeah.
know what, the way they drafted and the way that unfolded, I could actually see that. It would have to be, the perfect storm of picks for that to happen. But you know what? I think that is a spot that could get filled later on, as well as, and right tackle too. I mean, you don't
Yes.
have to spend 7 overall on a right tackle. And but there were some very impressive players at the Senior Bowl. Now I gotta, I just want to throw this out there. Okay. Kudos to, Mike Green and the other kid. His name is I don't want to say the wrong name and mess it up, but
Yeah.
there were a couple of kids that went in there. They blew up practice so bad and had everybody talking about them. But then their agents, they don't go to Nagy or the Senior Bowl people or anything else. They leak to the media, hey, my guy came, did what he needed to do, made his money, and he's out. He's not going to play in the game.
Right. They got whatever stocking you're talking. Yeah, the Marshall pass rusher. I know who you're talking about is one of them. They did what they needed to do. They don't want to risk injury, so they just yank their clients out. Yep.
To me, that was kind of a bad look. I understand not participating any further, but to leak it through the media the way that they did, those agents should be ashamed of themselves. I've seen people that say good for them, and I have people, heard people that say the same thing as me. But dude, I'll tell you what, man, there were some really impressive players at the Senior Bowl. Kid that I really, really liked was Billy Bowman, a safety from Oklahoma that was not on my radar. And like everybody said, like when he gets off the bus, you're not going to be like, wow, that's a specimen. That's the guy, but they said always around the football, always doing the right things, takes the correct angle, and is just a football player, is just good. And he was really impressive. He is somebody that wasn't on my radar, prior. Jaden Higgins, the wide receiver from Iowa State. So one of the guys had a great quote, was like, he just flows like water, like his route running is so polished and so good. So yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what, being a Jets fan is an interesting conundrum because I can't believe that like the Super Bowl is next week, and I gotta say, I think I've been much more excited about watching the Senior Bowl than I have the Super Bowl.
Go
this
figure.
Year.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe I've been spending too much time in these draft rooms, but it's been a lot of fun anyway. And if I get any other nuggets along the way, I'll be sure to pass them along.
Yes.
But me personally, I would avoid quarterback at this year at all costs. And we got a lot of holes to fill. It ain't just quarterback. So
no doubt.
But I'll share something that I've been really sick the last few days. But I came in the other day, and as soon as I got in from work, which is about this time, I turned on the computer and I looked, and there was a YouTube video that said, "We lose again." And it was a Saints fan talking about how bad their luck is and how nothing ever works out for them. And they were pissed that we got Aaron Glenn, the guy that they wanted. And I was thinking, man, you know what? It's really nice to see somebody say, damn those Jets, they got the guy we wanted. That doesn't happen very often. But I'll tell you what, Aaron Glenn was my guy right from the beginning, all along.
Yes.
I never wavered on it. And I think he is absolutely the right guy for this job. I think he will build the culture the right way. And, it's so personal to him. Like, this is his team, and this is where he wanted to be. And that's a very different situation that we've had in the past. I mean, he was already invested into the Jets before he even signed the paper, before he was even the coach. And it's not often that usually we have to outbid somebody or just wow them with money or something. And it wasn't about that at all. This is where he wanted to be. And that gives me a lot of confidence moving forward. And, like he said, we're built for this shit. And I believe it. So
damn
go
straight.
Jets.
Thank you, Ricky. Thanks for the call, brother. And yeah, why not? That gets everyone revved up. Here you go.
Here's what I do know. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Damn straight, baby. And what a show. We got 900 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Again, we shout out once again to J-Boy for winning our membership giveaway, but we also do free giveaways for our subscribers, which again is free to do. So to the 900 people watching now or to the people that are watching after the fact, subscribe to the channel. Right now, I have it pulled up here. 1 second. We're at 7,294 subscribers. So once we get another 206, I'll be giving away a piece of New York Jets autographed memorabilia signed by 2 former New York Jets first-round picks. That's going to go to 1 lucky subscriber. And then we have more to give away, both for our membership, which we'll be doing and revealing tomorrow on the show exactly what you guys will be bidding for, but also for your subscribers. We're going to have all kinds of fun stuff to give back to you, the fans, for helping grow the channel. It's been a lot of fun. And like I said, we're chasing 10,000 subscribers. We're at 7,200 and change. We're trying to grow that number as quickly as possible to get this show in front of as many Jet fans as possible, which helps make the world go around there, Pop.
That's great. And I'll tell you that just for everybody, when we get to that number of subscribers, the 2 first-round draft picks it's not a Vernon Golston, Zach Wilson combo platter.
I can confirm that it is neither Vernon Golston nor Zach Wilson. I can confirm
just wanna,
that.
Because people are like,
Yes.
2 first-round draft picks.
Yeah, they won't wake up to, oh my God, I won my free Boy Green subscriber package here. Let me take a quick peek. What the hell? Zach Wilson and Vernon Golston. I can confirm that it is neither of those 2 players. It is not. But I like the intrigue of the surprise that you guys are going to open this gift whenever you get it, and you get it in there, and it is going to be there. Jared B is asking for a Zach Wilson game-used headband. Who knows what could potentially be available?
It could be another
spoiler alert, it won't be that.
It could be another piece of Zach Wilson's equipment.
Yeah, it could be. Hey, now. By the way, going to the poll results, Pop, ultimately everyone sided with you, 72%, and it's still going. We have a couple hundred votes in there right now. Ultimately said no, they would not be willing to make that trade. If you guys did not let us know, do it in the comments down below, whether or not you'd be for or against this trade, and I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible underneath the video. We'll be back on tomorrow. Again, a big guest joining us, NFL insider Josina Anderson, who's been all over the Jets hirings. I'm looking forward to doing a deep dive with her about all of that stuff. It should be an absolute hoot, so I can't wait for it. Pop, multiple international shows over the last couple of days. Thanks for carving out the time from Abu Dhabi. It's I'm trying to find the right way to say this. It is tonight for you. It is later in the night for you. However, that terminology works as it's morning for us. So, we got the Royal Rumble tonight. You got any Royal Rumble winners for us? It's going to be like 4 in the morning or 2 in the morning for you, whatever that's going to be. But
yeah, that's a pass for me. That's a pass for me, dog.
Okay.
But
well, yeah.
I would like to say one thing to June, the GM.
Oh,
if you're truly going short, it should be JUN apostrophe. The E seems like it's too much, just for the record.
Okay, I'll let him know that. June's one of our favorite callers. I love the passion that he attacks the day with, and a lot of the fans seem to love his calls too. So thanks everybody for tuning in to Boy Green Daily. No, go ahead, Pop.
Yeah, and I would like Hep. The fans have asked if we did a poll, it would be a landslide. The fans would request that a week from Monday, February 10th, that potentially you release a new Boy Green Daily song. It's fresh.
Ooh.
Fresh.
I think Hep did attempt. So the only defense I can give for Hep on that is I believe he sent me a song, but we're working on the technology of delivering whatever he wrote. It's different than the Super Bowl. It's something fresh, but I've been unable to play it so far. So we're working on that behind the scenes to try to fix whatever the audio issues were, or whatever happened with that, of me being able to receive it. So salute to Hep wherever he is, trying to figure all that jazz out. So we're still working on that. Yeah, Hep laughing there in the comment section. We're trying to figure out how to get it over the goal line, but it is wonderful. And then we have Jake Asman here on the show, the boy green father, who got some run on the show yesterday between me and Jake as well. So shout out to Jake for joining us on the show as well. So again, guys, like the video, hit subscribe. Thanks everybody for supporting. Again, tomorrow on the show, we'll probably do it after the Josina Anderson interview. We'll have her on the show and enjoy that time. And once she gets off the show, then we'll do all our personal reveals with all the Boy Green Coffee Club members, what you guys are going to be bidding for this month and all that jazz and all those announcements and things of that nature. So we'll probably do that after the Josina Anderson interview. So just hang on tight for that. Pop, everybody. Peace out, and we will see you tomorrow morning again. Josina Anderson, NFL Insider, will join us on Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you. Take care.